Welcome everybody, my name is Alex and I'd like to invite you for the next Guild Wars 2 video, in which I'd like to talk about questing system. Questing system in Guild Wars 2 is divided into two categories: passive quests, differently called hard quests because of the symbol which appears on the map. They are easy to find, you can just open the map and find the ones you don't and the ones you haven't, and quickly come back to the ones which you haven't. They are very similar to the questing in other MMO like Star Wars or World of Warcraft. But instead of reading to the objective or listening to it, the quests are like missions where you get to the place, you have to help the certain area. For example, the video which we can see on the screen. I'm trying to resolve the issue which happens on the swamps, the problem with Underworld essence passing to the swamps. As you can probably see, I'm doing more than one objective in the quests. Instead of just having to kill 15 monsters or collect 15 bats of certain monsters, in Guild Wars 2 you can do whatever you like. You can kill Underworld monsters, you can help ghosts to pass away, you can close the Underworld portal, and many more. There are quests where you have to pick up different items. Sometimes you have to carry them back to the quest giver, sometimes you can just collect as many you want and then give them back at the end of the quest. In other quests you can actually feed cows or water the plants, which is very different compared to MMO, traditional style MMO. Lots of people do not understand, but the hard quests are the old traditional quests with just different objectives. They are always in the same place, they never move, and after you complete them, you can complete them again. You can complete them with different character, but the same character, once it's done, it's done. Let's skip it to the end. Those quests are fun, but they still take some time, like the normal traditional quest. But the best part of Guild Wars 2 are dynamic events. I will explain them in more detail in a second. While I was playing and doing the hard quest, I realized on the minimap that I can see the dynamic quest symbol. So I decided to open a big map and teleport close to the dynamic event to show you guys how the dynamic events looks and what is so great about them. As you can see on the world map, when you mouse over on the dynamic event, which are the orange circles, you can see what is the event about and you can decide which one you want to do. For example, it's a good way of making decision not to do the same event twice. It is actually good that I decided to finish the hard quest first before going to the dynamic event, because you will see in a minute the place where I am in a swamp, there will suddenly a dynamic event happen. And not such a small dynamic event, a large one. But what is actually a dynamic event? The best way to compare dynamic events to a traditional questing are chain quests. As you probably know, there are those chain quests, which one quest happens after the other. This is what dynamic events are, with two differences. First difference is, they will not wait for you. If you manage to find one, good, you can join in and do the quest. If you miss it, it's gone. Of course, the event will happen again after an hour, two, maybe a day, but you can't just restart it by pressing a button. The biggest difference between chain quests and dynamic events is that you can actually fail dynamic events, and when you fail them, you're gonna have to deal with consequences. And the consequences can be major. You can lose a base, and all NPCs in it can be dead, and you can't buy items, the base is taken by centaurs or other monsters, so you have to fight back. If you lose again, you will be moved back again through another base. This is the beauty of dynamic events. It progresses both ways, failure and winner. ArenaNet promises that at the end of those big chain dynamic events, there will be a gigantic boss for like 20 or 30 people to fight. And in some events, they are right. In the dynamic event, which I'm doing right now, the objective is to destroy 3 gates to Underworld. After we do that, there will be a new dynamic event, which you're gonna have to see. There's no point of me even saying what it's gonna be. It has to be a surprise. I thought to myself, well, that was fun. Is it the end? Or not? What the hell is this? I'm not really sure. This is a gigantic behemoth, I believe that's how he's called. And he's a scary dude. No one's really sure what you're supposed to do in this moment. There's the tactic for it. You're supposed to destroy the ads, avoid these area effects he puts on the ground. But was anyone expecting that? Oh, I wasn't. What I really love about Guild Wars 2 is that when you're doing a dynamic event from somewhere, suddenly there are 30, 40 people. I don't know, is it just the beta or is it gonna be like that in the game when it comes out? I hope it's gonna stay like that because it's an awesome experience. Suddenly you fight with an army without calling anyone, without shouting to your guild, nothing. Suddenly they just appear. It's awesome. The best way to defeat this monster is to kill all the ads and then shoot at his face to kill him. About now we got an idea what we're actually supposed to do, so everyone was working together and fighting him, and look, his health was going pretty down really quickly. After you kill a boss like this one, he drops a gigantic chest where everyone can pick up the loot day one with no rolling required. I hope you really like the video. Please subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave the comments if possible. I'm still learning, looking for any advice if there are any. And please, come back later, there will be more, I promise. See you later. It was Alex from the Alexandercast.